be so good for you.
Oh, we got it. Oh,
We've got 2 green shovels. Just one go.
So you want me to initiate what you'll go on YouTube, right?
At Shotsuki service? Yeah, you can. That would be good. Thank you.
yeah, you're going so far, are you? So right now, Cassie is saying she's cussing us.
Everyone says enjoy your space of life.
Six here. Yeah. So there was a lot of controversy. We want to have a funeral, community chapel. We got more, but we got to
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have
I'm making sure again that you guys talk about all our money. What's supposed to be, I thought we voted to fix it.
Sure.
Are you ready? Yeah, okay.
Also, because I want to follow him.
Oh my goodness. Sweet.
Good morning. My name is Mike Shibata, and I would like to welcome you to today's service. We will begin the service with the opening meditation reading, followed by Nemutsu. Please join me in placing your hands together in Gasho. Welcome to the beginning of a new Dharma school term. The BCA is celebrating the 125th anniversary last Sunday on September 1st, which is BCA founding day. We had a joint service at the online at from the Buddhist Church of San Francisco. Please rise for the singing of the Gatha Namo Amitabha on page 188. This will be followed by the recitation of the Golden Chain and then Mutsu on page 5.
Sunlight is the day when fortune smiles and clouds adorn our way. Let us go with grateful hearts to say, near the garden sky, and to our loved ones pain and death draw nigh. Our tears may flow, yet trustingly we cry.
Please join me in the recitation of the Golden Chain on page 5. Golden Chain. I am a link in Amita's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namu Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namu Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namu Amida Butsu.
Namo
Namu Amida Butsu.
Please join in the chanting of the Jusei, the Sutra Jusei on page 95 of the service book. During the Sutra chanting, we will have a Shoko or incense offering by the following: Dharma School student Ken Tran, adult red pokeroga. We're gonna now listen to a Dharma message by Reverend Candace Shino.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's so good to see all of you today, and I hope you had a nice summer vacation. Do you feel that it went by really slowly, or do you feel like it went by like in a blink of an eye? Blink of an eye. Okay, okay. Me too. But again, it's so nice to see all of you today as we start this new Dharma school year. And of course, our schedule is a little bit different since we had our, as Mike was saying, we had our 125th anniversary. But today is an opportunity for us to have our Dharma school kickoff, to welcome back all of our members, welcome any new members and new babies in our congregation in Sangha. So we're saying hi to Colin since he's our newest, probably youngest member of our Sangha today. So welcome everybody. So today what we want to do is introduce to the Dharma School students our new theme. And so I don't know if you heard this before, but our new theme, and it's a wide enough theme that we can think about so many things during the school year, the Dharma school year. So our new theme is attitude of gratitude, attitude of gratitude. Okay, and so I really appreciate this theme because at times maybe we need to be reminded of having an attitude of gratitude. And that's not to say that sometimes, yeah, we do have maybe hard or rough days. Something might be weighing heavy on our hearts or on our minds. And maybe sometimes you just feel kind of sad. And those things are all okay. All of these feelings and emotions and experiences that we have, they're all okay. However, I think if we're grounded in this attitude of gratitude, which is one of the teachings that our founder, Shinran Shonin, really expressed in the teachings, is his own gratitude for encountering the Buddha's teachings and expressing that gratitude in his writings, some that we chant called Shoshin Nembutsuge, and this expression of gratitude within our daily lives. And so I just wanted to bring us back to the root of this attitude of gratitude, which is a major tenet in Buddhism, and it's called many different things. It's interdependence or interconnection or this oneness. And so how do we describe interdependence, interconnection, or oneness? So how many of you have jumped on a really big trampoline before with several friends at one time? So what happens, say for example, if you're sitting on the trampoline, if your friend is bouncing on that trampoline, what happens to you? You're bouncing all over the place, right? So that's kind of like this interconnection in our daily lives of jumping on this trampoline. How about, how many of you have seen great big spider webs? We all have that, huh? I have that at my house right now, so I'm looking at all these different spider webs. But even, say for example, the way in which the web is kind of woven and how intricate it is. And even if the spider might be in this corner doing its thing, maybe catching a fly and wrapping its little fly and meal for its savoring the next meal, but it might be doing its thing in this corner, but the whole spider web is affected by all of this movement that's done over here. So even maybe in this far corner, you might see the web even moving just because of this movement over here. So again, I think that's a great example of showing how interdependence and interconnection and oneness really work, that we're all interconnected in this way. Even your thoughts, your words, your actions, they play a great, huge role in regards to a way in which another person feels. And I think we have to be really mindful of all of those different things that we do, how it affects not only ourselves, but how it trickles down to other people, seen and unseen. And so when we think about all of these people and conditions weaving through the fabric of our own lives, we can maybe really think about all of those individuals with this sense of gratitude, with this attitude of gratitude, and approaching our everyday lives in this fashion when we realize how supported we are and maybe how connected, like a web or even a trampoline, how we are. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of keep it brief to keep you on the edge of your seats in regards to our theme. And of course, we want to celebrate birthdays. So I want to give everybody enough time for that. But let's keep this in mind as you leave the doors of the temple today, of how you want to express your attitude of gratitude to your friends, to your loved ones, maybe to your pets, and even strangers, and how this attitude of gratitude has a nice ripple effect to everybody in our lives. Okay, so thank you so much. Welcome back, everybody, and I look forward to this next year with all of you. So let's conclude with placing our palms together in Gasho. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda.
Thank you, Sensei, for the Dharma message. We will have birthdays for the month of August and September. As your name is called, please come up and burn incense, receive your cupcake, and have your candle lit by Sensei. We will start with the older students, and please come up quickly so we can get everyone up in front before the candles burn away. Dharma School students, Marissa Yu, Derek Yu, Carter Uemura. Are there any other students with birthdays in August or September? If so, please come forward. Adults, Len Matsumoto, Lorianne Doi, Hiroshi Doi, Peggy Takahashi, John Takahashi, Marie Hayashi, Carissa Borge, Kenneth Hamamoto, Nina Hamamoto, Terry Yamanaka, Kimi Matsumoto, Joe Henney.
What our guests? Okay.
Kay Freeman, if there are any other adults with birthdays in August or September, please come forward. We'll sing happy birthday to our dear friend.
Start us out.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you.
The SBWA rummage sale is on Saturday, November 2nd. Drop off of items is on today and on the 22nd of this month. It's also drop off dates of October 6th and the 20th from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Join us for our fall Oyegon service on September 22 at 10 a.m. Our guest speaker will be Reverend Dean Koyama of the Palo Alto Buddhist Temple. Please participate in our Panda Express online fundraiser on September 23rd. This is on the Monday. See the flyer in the Karma for fundraising code. Celebrating Women of the BCA will be held on Saturday, September 28th. You can join in person at the Jodo Shinto Center or online. The details are in the Karma. One of the guest speakers is our Reverend Candace Shibata. There's a fee if you attend in person because of meals. If you join online, there's no fee, but donations are welcome. Bento Box fundraiser will be held on Sunday, September 29th. Flyer and order forms are attached to the August Karma. Quantity is limited, so please order early. We'd like to thank everyone who donated silent auction, bingo, and bazaar raffle prizes for our annual Bowen Bazaar celebration. Beginning pickleball started on Saturday, September 28th. Time is still to be determined. The Northern California District will be celebrating the BCA 125th anniversary here in Stockton on October 13th. This will be in conjunction with our late Bishop's Memorial and Eitaikyo service. Save the date to join us for this in-person event. More details will be sent out with our September Karma. Reverend Shibata's book club will resume on Wednesday, September 25th at 6:30 p.m. Coffee hour and Dharma school orientation will be in the reception room of the gym after the service. Following the service is the Shotsuki service. And at 11:30 is the Stockton BWA meeting. It'll be held on the other side of this mini chapel. Tomorrow, Stockton Bukyo Taiko will be starting a new class. New students are welcome. It will begin at 5:30 p.m. in the gym. On Wednesday, the Temple Board of Directors meeting will be held in person at 6:30 p.m. On Thursday, Tomonokai crafts will be held from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And on Saturday, Tomonokai luncheon will be held from 10 a.m. Are there any other announcements? The BCA 125th anniversary
Montoshiki show.
Motochi show is available for to be sold. We have a few extras that we can sell. If you pre-ordered, please see our Darlene bag shop to pick up your we're in the new BCA 125th anniversary. Motochi show. So, if there are no other announcements, introduce the Dharma school teachers. Will the teachers please stand up when you're called so that your students will know who the teachers are. Nursery, kindergarten teachers are Peggy Martin and Leanne Yu. Preschool, nursery, and kindergarten. Class 1 through 4, teachers are Candy Hayashi and Minami Suzuki. Class 5 through 8, Ruby Kato and myself. Harbor class or YDA, teachers are Darlene Bagshaw, Tiffany Shibata, and Carrie Wong. Rugby teachers for this year are Charles Bagshaw and Kathy Fujimori. So we'll dismiss to go into the reception room. Otherwise, please remain here for the September Shotsuki service. Thank you.
Ruby, is that going to the office? Is that your envelope for the office? Oh, sure.
Heard that tapping in the background. That was James.
I think I ordered an adult.
Did you pay for it already?
I paid already.
You did.
Yeah, are they in?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I forgot to buy one for my husband.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I gotta go
Thank
see
you.
Steven.
Give me a 3-day.
What is she doing?
You ready?
How are you?
It's not a rope,
Let me ask you something. The general meeting is on Sunday morning, which is what it said.
So I have to start the social work for the so we're gonna stay all the way through. I have to be back home like 3 o'clock because I have a meeting. So as soon as we're just gonna
So Charlie is going with you.
he's gonna be there the whole time. We're doing the Bodie League project too, so there's a lot of stuff.
I've never been to White Lake.
Oh, yeah. No, they'll run it. Are you staying? Hey, we called out your name, lady, and yours too. Yeah.
I should have walked in when I.
Yeah.
Yes, everything went well. My mom went.
Okay, good morning again, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Everybody's scattering. Everybody's scattering. We're getting out of here. But thank you for joining us and staying for this service for Shotsuki. Please, there's lots of seats up in front if you want to sit up in front. But it was so, no, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing.
I thought you wanted to sit over there. I had to run out.
But yeah, find your favorite spot. But it's nice to see everybody in person, and we appreciate your continued patience and understanding as we still conduct services here in the mini chapel since our air conditioning is broken still, and we're awaiting the part in it's coming, I think, from out of state. So we're hoping that it'll be here in time for the October 13th service. So, but in the meantime, we'll enjoy the nice air conditioning here in the mini chapel, and maybe it's a little bit cool, huh? Okay, okay. But hopefully you'll chant loudly so that you can get that good energy and heat going. But again, thank you so much for attending this monthly memorial service in memory of our friends and loved ones who have passed away in this particular month. And as I'll mention later on in my Dharma message, this Shotsuki is in particular very personal for me, and so I'll just address that in my message. But we do appreciate you coming and participating, and I'm sure your friends and loved ones appreciate you coming together in memory and honor of them. So we'll start today's service with the chanting of Sambujo. Sambujo can be found in the inside front cover of your service book. And of course, Sambujo is called 3 respectful callings, in which we call Amida Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, and the Buddhas of the 10 directions to be present. And those Buddhas of the 10 directions even include our friends and loved ones who have passed away. And this will be followed by the reading of the Hyobyakumon, or dedication or declaration of our service today. And of course, this will also include the reading of the Shotsuki names for the month of September. So please join me in the chanting of Sambujo.
Just takes me longer.
We have gathered today to observe our Shotsuki monthly memorial service. This is our monthly service to remember friends and loved ones who have passed away in the month of September. They are Lawrence Setsuo Aoki, Kathy Sugako Aoyama, Carolyn Sugie Fujimori, John Fujimori, Shizu Fujino, Yaeno Fujishige, Joanne Fujita, Tsurumatsu Fukano, Kiyoshi Gondo, Edna Tomiko Hashimoto, George Hatanaka, Sadao Hayashi, Chizuko Margaret Hayashida, Dan Higashi, Kazuko Hirano, Kazuko Helen Horita, Shizuo Ishihara, Saitaro Iwata, Elsie Kagehiro, Russell Kai Kamibayashi, Tadahiro Kamigaki, Ryu Kaneko, Fusano Kataoka, Kakugoro Kawanishi, Judy Kitagawa, Katsue Nancy Kubota, Kazuko Kurakazu, Masae Kurakazu, Dorothy Chieko Matsumoto, Masahiko Tom Matsumoto, Masami Matsuo, Yaeko Nenda, Noboru Mikasa, Meo Mitsuda, Eddie Takaji Murakami, Gladys Shizue Murakami, Kikue Murano, Katsuto Nagai, Isao Jim Nakaoka, Haruo Ni, Shizue Ni, Kakutaro Nomura, Karen North, Francis Fumie Okamoto, Fusako Okamoto, Tsui Okamoto, Masami Okazaki, Miyono Okazaki, Masayuki Mike Omiya, Lily Yurie Oshima, Masae Oshiro, Yoichi Oshita, George Saiki, Tamao Sakai, Dennis Sasaki, Kotomi Satake, Elsie Aya Sato, Naoko Sato, Bill Shinji Sato, Jacqueline Misae Shibata, Hiroshi Kari Shimada, Kurt Ken Shingu, Sadako Soeda, Alfred Tadanori Sugimoto, Laura Suzuki, Barbara Shizue Tajima, Shigeru Takahashi, Yoshio Takashiro, Taeko Takeda, Atsuko Louise Taniguchi, Howard Taniguchi, Nisue Tateyama, Rosie Tominaga, Tomoe Tsujimoto, George Tsushima, Walter Shigeyuki Ueda, Bob Akizumi Watanabe, Dennis Yohihisa Yabumoto, Clara Yamada, Shoji Sydney Yamada, Teruko Terry Yamaguchi, Masami Yasuda, and Sachiko Yotsuya. We realize in the cherished memories of those we love and have lost, the impermanence of all the world is revealed. May the fragrance of the incense teach us the purity of our intentions. May the beauty of the flowers offered remind us of life's impermanence. May the lights that burn brightly on the altar lead our thoughts to Amida Buddha's light of wisdom and compassion. Please join me in Gasho. Namu Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, so we'll continue the service with the chanting of Sambutsuge. Please join me in the chanting, and you'll find this on page 81. And all of you who are in attendance today are welcome to come forward to offer incense during the teacher chant.
一がつまり主公園よ愛し質問でゆなよなよで朝鮮小学大をおるじも大門生じ三昧しへ異国無用春秋剣近代前年小仏崩壊無人の無語大体無料力世相用義のしし自動無料
Okay. So today, since we don't have the organ available, will you please rise if you are comfortable and able for the singing of Seiya on page 208, and this will be followed by the three treasures that can be found on page 2. Two eight two oh eight.
星の夜空の美しさあれかわし雨の謎明日の瞳輝けば半分に戻る我が心何時川の朝より 맞아서 어떻게 다지 여름이 내니 나오라서 기분이
I'd like to read the translation for us. Peaceful night, how beautiful the starry sky. Who could know the mystery of the heavens? When these countless eyes shine brightly, my heart is filled with joy. More numerous than the sands of the Ganges are the Buddhas. When I hear that they watch over us night and day, my heart is filled with peace. Namandavats, namandavats, namandavats. Okay, please join in for the three treasures found on page 2. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony and a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amidavatsu. Namo Amidavatsu. Namo Amidavatsu. Namo Amidavatsu. Please be seated. Okay. So at this time, I'd like to give a message today. Okay. So I'd like to open with some opening thoughts and teachings from the Buddha. Please join me in Gassho. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Namo Amidavatsu. Namo Amidavatsu. Namo Amidavatsu. Namo Amidavatsu. Okay, so good morning again, everybody. So today, as I was mentioning, this particular month, Shotsuki, of September, is, of course, when I think about every Shotsuki throughout the year that I'm able to conduct, there's so many different names of folks who I know, whose names I've heard of growing up, and those each year that we add to the list of the funerals that I conduct. So each month, it's near and dear to my heart to be able to conduct these services. However, this particular month, for those of you that are here, because of a friend or loved one who had passed away, my heart is with you as well. September is the month that my mother passed away 21 years ago. And then shortly before that, my maternal grandmother, her mother, passed away in New York. And so if you can imagine, it always brings up a lot of thoughts and feelings for me. And as I was thinking about, especially my mother's passing, it's 21 years this year. And I was only 25, as you know, and she was only 59. So I'm, again, approaching the amount of time that I've almost had her for the same amount of time that she was alive compared to when she wasn't alive, when she's passed away. And I think I mentioned this last year that it always gets a little bit more emotional as I approach possibly those 25 years without her. So my quote today is inspired by my drive on Wednesday, going to the cemetery to go see her. And so my mother and my paternal grandparents, they have a gravesite, and for the other Shibata family members at Cherokee Memorial in Lodi. And so for those of you who have been there, it's a really beautiful cemetery. And so every year we go to see her on her birthday and the day that she passed away. So, of course, I think I was feeling a little bit sad during the day. And I knew I had to get a lot of stuff done. So I think maybe my mind was a little bit preoccupied as I had to do a lot of stuff. So throughout the day, I think I was okay, but there was a little bit of sadness in my heart. So my family and I, we were planning on going to the cemetery a little bit early in the afternoon so that we can grab an early dinner after that. So I think one of the first things that kind of sets off my little bit of anger, if you kind of notice from my opening quote, I went to call Pietro's. How many of you have been to Pietro's and Lodi? So you know it's good, it's worth going to. And I thought, oh, well, we're going to go in early, probably around 5:15 or so, or maybe 4:45. So we're going to be going during the Jichon and Bachon hour. There's probably not going to be a lot of people, so let me call them just in case. So I called, it rang and it rang and it rang. Somebody finally picked up and he said, oh, I'll be right with you. Let me go to the host table and I'll be right with you. And I'm waiting on hold, listening to the music, trying to be patient, but also it's kind of approaching the time that I should be leaving to head to Lodi. So I'm getting a little bit antsy. I'm still on hold. It rang again, nobody answered, and I went to voicemail. So I just hung up. Well, I guess we're not going to get our reservation. So I'm a little irked already. And I'm driving down. So I live in North Stockton, heading down 8 Mile Road. 8 Mile Road was fine. I turn onto West Lane and I notice a car behind me and she's right on my tail. And I'm not wearing my sunglasses, so she could see my eyeballs go to the rear view mirror. So I keep looking at her, maybe to give her a little signal like, hey, I see you on my tail. Can you back up a little bit? But already I'm fueled by the fact that I didn't get my reservation. So she continues to ride my tail a little bit more. So I brake check her. So brake checking is when you tap the brakes just a little bit, just to scare the person behind you. And she laid off a little bit, but then she tried to pass me. So already my blood is boiling. So we ended up passing a trailer and I merged in front of the trailer, but this person was driving a little bit slower. So what I ended up doing, I went side to side between this car that was going a little bit slow. So she is trying to weave in between us. And I'm thinking to myself, you never drive like this. Why are you driving so erratically? And so she ended up passing me. I did eventually let her pass me, but she went so fast thinking that she was gonna make the green light. She missed the light. So secretly I'm excited. Ooh, I can't wait to make eye contact with her. So we roll up on the stop sign. I think it was Armstrong Road and West Lane. I'm trying to give you a visual of where I was. So then we both roll up together and I look at her. And what I really wanted to do was, good job, you made the red light. So I can't believe I'm having all of these thoughts and feelings. So then I turn and I make my way to the cemetery. But still, I'm holding on to this anger and this irritation. And I get to the cemetery. My dad is already there. My niece and her son, my great nephew, they're there already. And I'm still thinking about this girl and the way that I drove, the way that she drove. And I'm thinking about it and holding on to it so much that I can't enjoy their company. I can't even think about my mom at this point. And I was so ashamed of myself and just so angry. I couldn't even be present with my dad and my sister and her boyfriend and my great nephew and my niece. I couldn't even think about my grandparents. I couldn't think about anything else besides that. And later that afternoon, I was so ashamed of the way I drove. And I think by the time that I went to dinner, everything kind of hit me. And so I let her go. I let that anger go. And I think that's what made me most sad, that I wasn't there for the purpose of being there. I was there to remember and honor my mom, and I didn't honor and remember her the way that I wanted to. And so I thought, oh, you kept this girl in your heart and in your mind, and she took the place of your mom. And so I think, as I used to explain anger to the children that I was providing therapy for at two elementary schools before I became a minister, I used to tell them, anger, it's like an iceberg. So, like an iceberg, you can see it above the water. It's big and you acknowledge it. But anger, sometimes it's really big, but there's always something underneath it, which might be just as big as well. Underneath the surface, there's so many different things going on. And I think ultimately my anger was because of my sadness. I was sad that my mom was no longer here with us. I was sad that we were having to go to the cemetery to observe the anniversary of her death. And so I just try to think about what was underneath all of that anger. And truly it was sadness. And so I was able to then enjoy dinner with my family. We had a good time. I had chipino, I ate the whole thing. So I think obviously I was feeling a little bit better, maybe trying to drown my sorrows in my chipino. But it was very, very eye-opening of what I shouldn't have done. And really, when I think about my actions, I don't know what she was going through. Perhaps she too was having a bad day. Perhaps she might have lost her mom or her dad, and she had to hurry to meet her family. I'm not sure of the circumstances. However, because of the Buddhist teachings, I realized too, I wasn't going to change her thoughts or feelings or probably even her actions. But what I could have done was to prevent it from escalating that much more because of my own actions and having a ripple effect of my own actions as well. And so there was another quote that I had seen, supposedly the thoughts and words of the Buddha. It says, "You will not be punished for your anger," right? We're not punished for our feelings. However, you will be punished by your anger. And that's how I felt. I felt that I was being punished by my anger. And even within our own sutras, the thoughts about greed and anger and ignorance, as we were chanting Sambutsuge today, so as you know, Sambutsuge, it's found in the larger sutra, and the larger sutra is becoming one of my favorite and sutras because it does address our feelings of anger and greed and despair and grief as well. And so I find myself turning back to the larger sutra very often. And in Sambutsuge, as it notes in our service book on page 81, these praises that we are actually chanting, Dhammakara Bodhisattva expresses their own desire to attain Buddhahood and expressing this heartfelt determination to be able to accomplish this goal for the sake of saving all beings. And so in this, even within the first couple of stanzas, it says, your meditation to the innermost depths of all the Buddha Dharma oceans is without limit, bringing full understanding. But it also goes on to say that ignorance, greed, and anger do not reside in the world honored one, the man of lion. Your noble virtues are immeasurable. So praising the Buddha, praising Amida Buddha, or praising Buddha. And so I was just thinking that, of course, I'm not an enlightened being. Of course, I still have ignorance and anger and greed in my life. However, quite possibly, maybe this young woman was the bodhisattva that I needed in that particular day. Even though I was expressing my sadness and anger towards her, I think she was an example of where not to place your anger and to acknowledge that my feelings of sadness are fueling this anger. And the only way to extinguish that is to utilize the teachings in my everyday life, which I truly failed to do. And so I think, again, this example of being punished by my anger, I truly was. And that even though I wanted to throw that hot coal at her, I was really burning my own hand and burning my own heart and tainting my own mind about how I felt about her when she was a complete stranger and I didn't even know her at all. And so I think for this particular Shotsuki month, I do want to express how very sorry I am to her. And whether or not I ruined her day, I'm not sure, but I know that I ruined my day and not her. So thank you for letting me share my thoughts and feelings of my own anger and trying to be a little bit more humble for sure, and a little bit more aware of my own feelings and thoughts and how that really affect somebody else. And truly, I have to ask myself, how proud would your mom have been watching you drive like a maniac on the road? And so I still want her, even though she's been gone 21 years, I still want her to be proud of me. I still want to be able to let her know that she was the reason why I became a minister. And I'm trying my best to truly reflect upon the teachings in my everyday life. So please join me in closing as we think about anger in the way in which it plays a role in our lives. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Okay, so before we conclude, shall we sing one more gatha together? Let's sing Ondoksan number 2. This could be found on page 197 in our service book. And you can stand if it's comfortable for you during the singing of Ondoksan number 2. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. You may be seated. And I'd like to just have one closing meditation, if you can please join me in Gashu. May we truly reflect with gratitude and humility on that which we have been allowed to receive through the teachings of the Buddha. May we always endeavor to listen intently with our fellow beings to the summoning voice of Amida Buddha, and together as one, be born in Amida's pure land. With a radiant and boundless mind, may we each regard all living beings with loving kindness without limit. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Okay, thank you so much, and thanks for letting me share some tears with you today. I appreciate your kindness. So that will be the conclusion of our service. Do we have any additional announcements that you can think of?
Just from this morning.
Okay, so we have a lot of announcements from this morning. However, if you're here and if you would like to go into the Nokotudo, please do so. We can have that open for you. And then if you'd like to stay for the coffee social, it'll be in the reception room across the way there. So thank you again for joining us today. Please have a great weekend and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
You can Can you end the live stream? But we need to stay on because of the thing. Just end the stream. Yeah. Thank you.